Hello, you're joining us today here at Telecoms World Middle East, two-day telco fiesta taking place in Dubai, and we're here representing Mobile Magazine and BizClick's other 18 global brands. Here's some of the great interviews we've done here at the show. Please tell us your name and tell us what it is your company does.
Thank you, Scott, for having me. My name is Alaa Dalghan, and I'm the Managing Director of Cognate DX, which is a boutique consulting firm specializing in digital advisory and technology strategy. So we help our customer to digitally transform their business using technology tools. We engage with customers on both sides of the public sector and the private sector, and we help them with digital maturity assessment of their business, transform their processes, their technology, and their people, and create new services and new business models for them.
Okay, perfect. And we're speaking here in Dubai. We are a global entity though, we're a global brand. So why don't you just tell us what your footprint looks like and the kind of companies that you work with? You know, where do they exist? Where are they located? And maybe some of the industries that they're involved in?
Yes, I mean, we are happy. We're happy that we live in one of the most exciting regions of the world, because not only is the GCC involved and committed to digital transformation and technology and innovation on the market side, but also on the leadership side and on the governance side. If you look to the UAE Vision 2040 or the Saudi Vision 2030, you will find that the push for innovation, for digitization, for transformation is really coming from the top. It's a government strategy and an economic strategy before it being a market strategy or a business strategy. And this, we find, trickles down really nicely to both the government sector and the private sector. On the government sector side, you're seeing a push to digitize every single government service, but also digitize the citizen journey and the different touch points while they apply for this government service. You're seeing a push for a service excellence, and you're seeing the top leaders naming and shaming the heads of those government agencies who are not delivering a satisfactory customer service. So with this, there's a real combination of a incentive and mandate, stick and carrot approach that we are seeing firsthand is driving the digitization of government services in UAE and Saudi Arabia, but also in the GCC faster than anywhere else we're seeing around the world, Scott. But then you have the mirror side of that. You have the private sector, and these guys, especially in this part of the world, the engine of the economy in the private sectors are medium-sized businesses, startups, medium-sized businesses. We have much less giant corporates than, say, the States or Europe or China. And these small and medium-sized companies are finding out that they also need digital transformation, and they also need strategy, but actual practical roadmap to transform. So where do they go to? If you're Coca-Cola or if you're Facebook and you need digital transformation, you go to the Big Four in management consulting, or you go to the Big Four in audit, right? And you pay them, a couple of $1 million for a digital transformation contract. SMEs don't have $2 million to pay the Big Four for a technology strategy. So we identified there's a gap in the market to serve these SMEs with their digital transformation needs. And we are there to fill this gap, and we're enjoying the ride.
Perfect. Now, you've obviously been quite actively involved in some of the sessions here at the show. Why don't you tell us some of the key takeaways that you've, or insights that you've enjoyed here at the show?
I really enjoyed the fact that the discussions that I've been part of or moderated or just attended yesterday and today were very practical and were very straight to the point. I attend, and I'm sure you attend and moderate many technology events where it's more about futurism, it's more about buzzword, it's more about hype. And a lot of conferences that happen in this part of the world suffer from that same symptom, if you like. These 2 days were different. I found much less buzzword and much more practicality. So if we're talking about AI, I've heard people talking and sharing their insights about how AI will change the telco business. How will it change different vertical industries, retail, healthcare, manufacturing? How will it change the economy, the society at large? How will it affect the job market? How will it reshape the strategy of the UAE and Saudi Arabia and the GCC to attract talent and transform from a vacation destination to a capital destination, an investment destination? I found really nice dynamic conversations happening on stage between telcos on one side, between social media companies and big tech on the other side, between streaming platforms. And some of these conversations were about partnerships, and some of them were about a little bit of competition. So there was some spice there, which is always nice. But all in all, the key takeaway is the UAE is no longer just in the watching seats of what technology disruption and innovation and transformation is happening elsewhere in the world. It's rightfully taking its center stage, attracting the best minds and the best talents and the best investment and behind it. And I'm very bullish, Scott, about what this region will do in the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay, well, that was going to be my next question. So let's look ahead to 5 years' time. What's your prediction of where we will be and how the UAE, Saudi, GCC, how will that become a new center for the new industrial revolution, if you like, that's happening?
Yeah. So UAE saw it before the other GCC countries 10, 15, 20 years ago. They saw that the future of their economy is not oil and gas and hydrocarbons. So they started very early on in the 90s diversifying their economy away from hydrocarbons. And today, oil and gas constitutes less than 30% of their GDP, which is a big milestone that they say they want to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Saudi Arabia has been a sleeping giant for 50 years, Scott. But in the past 5 to 7 years, it has been a sleeping giant that is waking up and wanting to catch up on all that lost time. It's a young population. It's a much bigger population than all the GCC combined. The giant is starting to flex its muscles. And what I see that will happen is it will create a very healthy competition between Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Oman, Kuwait, and the others in this part of the world. And steel sharpens steel. And we will find that everyone will get better because of it. So how I see it becoming a big competition for talent, mainly. Yes, there's a big competition to attract foreign direct investments, but there's also a hidden war for talent. You're seeing Saudis trying to attract the best talents with the biggest packages, with their regulations for the big tech to relocate their headquarters there, with their Saudization initiative. But you're also seeing UAE responding with what a smaller but more agile competitor can respond. They're doing 10-year visas, golden visas for innovative experts, for entrepreneurs, for scientists, for AI and IoT professionals, for data professionals. They're telling these young entrepreneurs, you can come, you can live here, you don't have to worry about your visa expiry, you don't have to worry about your income tax. This is where innovation is happening, and we want you to be a part of it. And you start seeing actual initiative, whether it's AI, whether it's blockchain, whether it's big data. This is one of the few places in the world that have a ministry for AI, right? That has a center and a regulator for blockchain and crypto. So as we see other more mature economies in the West being careful about what to do with AI, what to do with innovation, you see UAE and Saudi Arabia opening their arms to these innovators. Come, we want you here. We will be sure to have a light touch regulations, because this is how we see we've got to compete with the rest of the world. This is where it's going to happen, Scott.